Om Vishwani Deva Savitarudurutani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dear dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, ladies and gentlemen, and dear students. In fact, something which has been completed in 13 different sessions, I've been asked to tell you in 10 minutes. So obviously you can understand my not being in the piece at this moment of time, thinking all the way what to do, how to go about it. But let me try at my best level to help you to understand something which has happened in last 2 days. At the outset, meticulously planned workshop, conference, because I myself was informed about 6 months ago all about the workshop. The way it has been planned, the way it was executed, and the kind of feedback which we have received from the delegates and from those people who attended the workshop, also from the speakers. This talks a lot all about the workshop. This was quite visible right on the first day. You know, when we arrived as delegates from different parts of the country and different countries of the world. And we arrived at the office of Director General of Founder and Director General of MIT, Dr. Karad office, who is also holding the prestigious UNESCO chair. It was a kind of revealing experience, meeting with living legend and charismatic person who was visible with his vision and the kind of statement he was making with each one of us. Honorable Chief Guest of the inaugural function, Rotarian Paul Netchell, Vice Chair and Trustee Chair-elect of Rotary Foundation, made his gracious presence. Mr. Rajendra Shinde, the Nobel laureate, was also well received by the office of the Director General, and it was a memory to participate in a procession. All of us must recall our participation in the procession from DG office to the venue of the symposium, that is Vivekanand Hall, the hall where we are sitting, along with disciplined lot of students from MIT. The inaugural function started with a peace invocation, mantra, followed by national anthem and lighting the lamp by the dignitaries. A rousing welcome to the dignitaries was appreciated by a big applause by the houseful auditorium. Opening address by DG RID 3131, Rotarian Prashant G. Deshmukh was quite visible, and we heard him. It was Rotarian Dr. Pradeep Wagh, the President Rotary Club Pune, mentioned the objective of the symposium. He recalled his association with MIT US, and remember what he said, that he was the president of a student union and he got an opportunity to form a team with the Pakistani students and Hindustan-Pakistan team combined together. They fought a match, cricket match with other country, and they won the match. So this was a different kind of experience which Dr. Pradeep had, and he was overwhelmed. More than that, he was overwhelmed when he was invited to participate in Rotary Foundation Day in UN, and he got an opportunity to sit on a chair where the Prime Minister of India would sit. Dr. Wagh was quite emotional, recalling these events and in association with Rotary Peace Foundation. And he made it very clear what made him to be dedicated, committed, and to think aloud all about the Rotary activities in this process. He explained 2 days design of the symposium, and he helped all the delegates to understand their roles and responsibilities. It was Prashant Deshmukhji, District Governor, who welcomed again to all the delegates, explained the contributions of Rotary Club along with 6 areas of concern. We all know: peace, disease prevention, water, sanitation, literacy, and so on. All of us have been listening all about it. And the turn came to Paul Netschel, who himself was visible with his face, and people were appreciating him all the way. And the moment he said namaste in his address, the whole hall was clapping, and it was a kind of standing ovation to him. Briefly, he explained the history and contribution of Rotary Foundation, indicating its birth in 1905 and spread over 200 countries, having 1.2 million Rotarian. Many data, he gave it to all of us. And the best thing which he found and which he mentioned specifically was the Rotary contribution in UN. Many aspects were recommended by Rotarian, which was accepted in UN, and this is the greatest contribution of Rotarian. Raising a simple question as how to approach peace, he explained that it could be through grassroots training, through diplomacy, through scholarship to aspiring student, youth leadership program, and so on. Referring the positive peace, this was a new word coin, positive peace. Mr. Netschel said that one need not be diplomat to create peace. He showed his satisfaction from the activities undertaken and outcome achieved, by the Rotary Club Pune, especially in the area of tree plantation, teachers training program, and a program called WASH, W-A-S-H. He hoped that such program will continue to grow if we look at the sustainability, scalability, and all those who are involved into it. Emotionally, he appealed that peacemaking is everyone's responsibility, and it must start from home to community to world. Addressed by Mr. Rajendra Sendeji, it was followed by his address. Mr. Sende made a presentation on UN Sustainable Development Goals and World Peace. He was in conformity with Paul Netschel's statement that the peace is the responsibility of individual and community both. He emphasized quantification of efforts required and goals to be specified. He referred increased world population to 7.4 billion, issue related to carbon emission, rise in temperature, planetary boundaries, star panel, solar panel per watt, increased number of Facebook, 1.86 billion at the moment. He also mentioned above the daunting challenge in terms of menacing intensity of change. Inequality such as 8 people commanding wealth equal to half of the world population. He mentioned about clinical practices. One such efforts was indicated in terms of a smart campus cloud network. He referred, Mark Zuckerberg's statement where he focused on personal, emotional, and spiritual needs of building sustainable development towards promoting peace. Rotary World Peace Award was given to Dr. Vishwanath Karadji. Award with citation was conferred by Paul Netchell, which was supported by a loud applause for the entire audience of the hall. Dr. Karad, in his brief remark, referred Swami Vivekananda while expressing his broad vision that union of science and spirituality will bring peace for mankind. He felt strongly that 21st century will belong to India and it will bring bright future to the country. He focused on need and urgency to promote culture of peace in the world. He hoped that the mankind will find out the chemistry of mind to promote peace all over the world. In plenary session 1, it started with Ms. Catherine, Peace Chair USA, as the chairperson, with Mr. Ivan Kolov, Executive Officer, Retired UN, USA, and S.N. Pathan, Dr. S.N. Pathan, Mr. Lakshmi Prasad Kanal from Nepal, and Ms. Kashmira. Dr. Watt, the President, expressed about the objective of the session in terms of Rotary for peace and international rebuilding. Ivan focused on UN peacekeeping efforts worldwide, highlighting legal and political underpinning of UN peacekeeping, history and development of UN peacekeeping over decades, place of role of India, current challenges of UN peacekeeping, future of UN peacekeeping. He indicated that India is the biggest contributor of the forces towards UN peacekeeping, first to contribute female police unit. He pointed out 15 areas of major concern. S.N. Pathan, Dr. S.N. Pathan, advisor, World Peace Center of MIT. Dr. Pathan explained, giving details of role of MIT World Peace Center in rebuilding earthquake in Nepal, in which more than 900 people were killed and above 5 million people were homeless. He presented the steps taken right from the day one to completing 120 houses for every poor people. Houses were handed over on Buddha Purnima Day with Warkari Vajan, which was greatly appreciated by all of them. Mr. Lakshmi Prasad Kanal from Nepal shared his experiences in rebuilding earthquake-affected Nepal, where 31 out of 75 districts got affected, out of which 14 districts were badly affected. He indicated the use of locally available materials of home, offices, and sites in relief work. Involvement of Rotarian were quite appreciable in building temporary shelter, low-cost houses, providing relief material, etc. Also focused on education of children and school. Kashmira worked with 3 different organizations. She asked a question to herself as, can you change the world in 7 days? And the final answer was yes. She learned few things like give time and money more thoughtfully, not judging the needs of others, and travel for good. It was a revealing experience for her. The second session with Mr. Jaffrey, Pereira from Goa. He shared experiences of global grant project enhancing world peace. He explained the nature and type of global grant and explained the grant received by him in setting up a women health care center, establishing especially Center for Cervical Cancer, and later on providing facilities for breast cancer. It was satisfying to find out about 2,000 ladies were checked up through the Center for Cervical and the Breast Cancer. Ambassador Sudhir Devare, in a most interesting manner, Mr. Devare explained about the role of diplomacy in bringing peace and tranquility. Some of the diplomacy channels used widely, such as traditionals and classical diplomacy, track 2 diplomacy, political, economic, trade, cultural, commercial, soft power, S&T, regional, multinational democracy were highlighted. Lieutenant General Vishwas Bhatt presented his talk with a title, Winning the Heart and Mind for the Peace, on academic training for peace and conflict, resulting with Mr. Benay Sathe as the chairperson, making a remark whether the young generation is going to pursue the peace effort. Darshan and Ms. Taylor, 2 youngsters, were present over there, and they could make very clear the type of work they were involved in. Last session, Mr. Milind Pandey, Mr. Rasmi Kulkarni, Adinath Mangeshkar, Chamatai Vate, all of them were present. Adinath Mangeshkar, he emphasized mainly on the music therapy and the importance and significance of music, for bringing peace and tranquility. In Chamatai, he narrated the composition of Chalabhai Desh, and it was presented before all of us, which all of us, appreciated. Rasmi and Sandeep mentioned all about the Rotary Youth Exchange Program. Similarly, in plenary session 5, it was Girish Guneji, a pediatric surgeon who was present, along with Catherine, Viren, and Virenji, Vashwiji, and Sanjay Upadhyay. All of them explained all about the significant role which Rotary played. And in this process, we continued with Rotarian Viren later on, who explained about the Best Project Award, the impact it made, and Vaishali Bhagat, particularly talking about the cyber conflict and the peace and so on. Mr. Sanjay. Mr. Sanjay Upadhyay, ex-director, he was also present, and he talked mainly on peace and giving operational definition and saying very clearly that it is bringing together solving conflict. In this process, right since morning to evening, in fact, we kept on talking about different dimensions of peace and tranquility and role of Rotarian, right at the international scenario, where our experts brought the experiences and made it very clear with the help of their own experiences and experiences of others. Since I told you that it's very difficult to narrate all the kinds of experiences which were revealed by all the speakers, so I tried in my own ways to put forward some of these significant aspects which were referred by our speakers very strongly, and they wanted this point to be brought time and again. Thank you, and thank you very much.